Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, the 30th day of January, the 14th day of Shvat. That means we are now going to be pretty soon, or whenever you're hearing this, I don't know, but Tuesday is the day before Tu B'Shvat, the new year for the trees. Here are some special customs that some people do on that special day of Tu B'Shvat. Some people try to make certain to eat the fruit of the seven species of Israel. They're not all actually fruit. There's seven special species by which God praised Israel. The seven species are wheat, barley, grapes, figs, pomegranates, olives, and dates. So if you want to make sure to have any of those fruits or foods on the day of Tu B'Shvat, that is considered very appropriate because since God describes Israel as a land of those seven species, so we like to eat those seven species on the special day. That's the New Year of the trees. According to the Arizal, a great Kabbalist from hundreds of years ago, he said there's a whole ceremony. You can look into it if you choose to do it. The Arizal said that one can have 10 specific fruits with 4 cups of wine, sort of, resembling the Seder of Pesach night. And if a person does that on Tu B'Shvat, the 15th of Shvat, then it can bring him to full perfection. You may look into that on your own if you choose to have yourself a Tu B'Shvat Seder. Some people have the custom of saving their esrog from Sukkot time and eating it on Tu B'Shvat. I bet you never heard of that one. More famous is people say that it is a good idea to pray on Tu B'Shvat so that you could find a very good esrog when the time comes on Sukkot time. Others, this is a very common custom. People try to get themselves a new fruit to eat on Tu B'Shvat so that they can be able to say the special bracha of Shehecheyanu, which you say on a fruit that you hadn't eaten in a long time. Some clarification on some of the brachos laws that you'll need is that if you're eating several fruits, you just make one bracha of borei pri ha'etz, and that covers all of your fruit. If amongst your fruits, the things in front of you, you have the seven species of Israel, then even though you're making one bracha on, let's say, your grapes and your apples, etc., but it would be best to make the borei pri ha'etz on the grapes because they are one of the seven species of Israel. And that's even in America or outside of Israel. Even if you're in America eating grapes that were grown in California or something like that, you still have them take precedence over apples because they are still special because they are one of the fruits by which God praised the land of Israel. If you do have in front of you, interestingly, an apple grown in Israel and an apple grown in, let's say, the U.S., the apple grown in Israel does take precedence. And a bit of a complicated law, whenever you have in front of you the seven species, you make the bracha on the one first that is earliest in the list. Now, earliest in the list is a little bit tricky because if you were to go up to look up the sentence where the seven species are listed, they're listed with the word Eretz, the land of, and that word is written twice. And generally what we do is we say, it's complicated, but just the general idea is that you follow the species that's written closest and first to the word Eretz. If you want to look into that law more, I know I didn't explain it at length, you can look up in any good brachos book or ask a good rabbi about what to do if you have grapes, pomegranates, figs, and dates or something like that in front of you. Which one would you make the bracha on first? It would have to do with which one is closest to the word Eretz and first in the great sentence that describes the land of Israel. Okay, so Tuesday night and Wednesday it's going to be Tu B'Shvat, and maybe we'll tell you a little bit more for the day of Tu B'Shvat itself. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.